If you're thinking about buying a home in the 55 and older sections of Terramor, there are 3 things about this community that you really need to know before you make an offer. So stick around and I'll show you exactly what they are. Hi, my name is Casey and I'm a realtor here in Southern California, and I specialize in helping seniors buy and sell homes, and that includes the communities of Trilogy, Glen Ivy, and Terramor here in Corona, California. And just so you know, I actually live in the community of Terramor, and over the past 4 years now, I've learned an awful lot about this community. And I can tell you that the homes are beautiful, and the clubhouse and amenities are as nice as anything you'll find in a 55 and older community here in Southern California. But there are a few unique features about Terramor that seniors really need to understand before they purchase a home here. Because the truth is, these things can affect your finances and your happiness. But living in this community, I often hear 3 things that come up over and over again. So let me share with you what they are. And first, let's talk about an issue that can have a big impact on your finances, and that's homeowners insurance. And here's the problem. Terramor has been designated to be located in a high-risk fire zone, and that's created a real problem for buyers and current homeowners here. A lot of the major insurance companies are simply refusing to write new policies, and that's forcing a growing number of buyers to switch over to the California FAIR Plan, which is the state's insurer of last resort. And insurance from the FAIR Plan isn't cheap. And over the past year, the average policy that I've been able to secure for buyers here in Terramor has landed somewhere between $3,200 and $3,600 for a year. And that's a number a lot of buyers didn't budget for when they started looking for a home here. So if you're house hunting here in Terramor, I always suggest getting an insurance quote as soon as you can. You'll definitely want to make sure the numbers make sense before you commit to buying a home. But I do have to say that this insurance issue is slowly getting better. Now, I've seen more companies that are now willing to insure homes here that wouldn't just a year ago. So hopefully this will continue to improve. But you don't want to write an offer, get into escrow, and then find out that you can't get insurance. And I've seen this happen to several people here, so it's something I want you to be aware of. And next up is another issue that can affect your finances, and that's property taxes. Now, because Terramor is a newer community, it does have higher property taxes than what you'll find in older, more established neighborhoods in Corona. And these higher taxes come in the form of something called special assessments. Now, special assessment taxes are an extra charge added to your property tax bill to fund local public improvements or services that directly benefit the specific neighborhood. So things like public streets, sewer systems, schools, parks, sidewalks, and streetlights. And these taxes are collected by your county tax assessor and are added to your typical property tax bill. And people always ask, well, how much are the special assessments in Terramor? And the easiest way to estimate this is to figure your property taxes at approximately 1.7% of the purchase price of the home. So let's say you buy a home in Terramor for $700,000. Then your total property taxes would be right around $11,900 per year. And of this amount, about $8,400 is for your base property taxes, and the remaining $3,500 is your special assessment taxes. And here's why these special assessments are so important to understand before you make an offer on a home. Most seniors are buying these homes once they reach retirement, so that means they're more than likely transitioning to a fixed income. And this extra tax can really impact a person's budget, especially if you weren't planning for it. And I'm not saying these taxes are a deal breaker, but it's definitely something that's important to understand before you get into escrow. Now, I want to take a quick break. Now, if you're trying to figure out whether Terramor is a good fit for you, or maybe you're comparing Terramor with Trilogy, Glen Ivy, I can help you sort out the pros and the cons of each of these communities. I can also show you the homes that are available and the amenities. So just reach out so we can set up a time to talk. And I'll put my number up on the screen, and all of my other contact information is located down in the description below. Okay, so let's jump back in. And the last issue is a concern that I hear from a lot of seniors that come out and visit Terramor in person. But Terramor really isn't your typical 55 and older community. It's actually considered a mixed use community. So that means it's not just for people 55 and older. There are sections within Terramor that are built for families, and these homes are built right alongside the 55 plus homes. And the community isn't set up with family homes on one side and senior homes on the other. You'll find sections of senior homes and family homes mixed together throughout the community. So as you travel through Terramor, it's one big community, not 2 separate communities. And this catches a lot of people off guard when they come out here and visit. But for a lot of seniors, this mixed use concept raises some real questions. Things like, will there be too much noise, more traffic? And here's a really big one, more e-bikes, scooters, and skateboards moving around the community. And the simple answer is, you probably will see these things. But here's the thing, A lot of seniors actually like this type of environment. They like being around families and people of all ages, and not just other seniors. But I met other people that really don't like this idea at all. They're looking for that traditional 55 and older community with just other seniors. And that's okay, but it's something to think about if you're considering Terramor. But Terramor does have separate amenities that are only available to people that purchase homes in the 55 and older sections and their guests. And there's a separate, but much smaller clubhouse and pool available for the homeowners in the family or all ages section. But as I've talked about in several other videos, these amenities are definitely less than the senior amenities, and it has caused some hard feelings within this community. But understanding that Terramor is a mixed-use community is something you'll definitely want to understand and be comfortable with before committing to a home here. So in my opinion, these are the 3 things about Terramor that I think every buyer needs to understand before they make an offer. Rising homeowners insurance cost, higher property taxes due to special assessments, and the combination of both 55 and older and family homes built together in one shared community. But I can tell you this, Terramor is an absolutely beautiful community with great amenities, but it's not a one-size-fits-all community. Some people love it and others don't. But I think it's a great option, and it's definitely a community worth considering. Now, I hope you found this information helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.